The quiet morning of December 30th turned into a nightmare in Columbus, Ohio, one that would leave an entire community shaken and two young children forever changed. Spencer Tepe, a 37-year-old dentist known for his reliability and dedication to his work, did not show up for his shift that morning. To his co-workers, this was immediately alarming. Spencer was always on time. He always answered his phone. When repeated calls and messages went unanswered, concern turned into fear. At around 9 a.m., Dr. Mark Valrose, the owner of the dental practice where Spencer worked, contacted emergency services to request a welfare check at the Tepe family home on North 4th Street. He explained that Spencer's absence was completely out of character and that no one had been able to reach Spencer or his wife, Monique Tepe. Police officers arrived at the home and knocked multiple times, but no one answered. With no visible signs of disturbance from the outside, officers initially left the scene. But the silence inside the house was not normal, and it would soon be broken. As worry spread, several of Spencer's co-workers and a close friend drove to the residence themselves. Standing outside the locked home, one friend made a horrifying discovery. He could hear children crying from inside the house. Panic set in. He called 911, telling the dispatcher that the children were inside but no adult was responding. Moments later, the situation escalated. In a second call, the same friend reported seeing a body inside the home. His voice shook as he told dispatchers there was blood on the floor and that the body appeared to be lying partially off the bed. Overwhelmed, he struggled to continue speaking, repeatedly saying, "Oh my God," as emergency responders rushed back to the scene. When police entered the home, they found a devastating reality. Spencer Tepe, 37, and his wife Monique Tepe, 39, were both dead from gunshot wounds. Spencer had been shot multiple times, while Monique had suffered at least one gunshot wound to the chest. Their two young children, just 4 years old and 1 year old, were inside the home, physically unharmed, but had been alone for hours with their parents' bodies. Investigators quickly began searching for answers, but the scene raised troubling questions. There were no signs of forced entry. No doors or windows appeared broken. Even more striking, police found no firearm at the scene. Because of this, authorities stated clearly that the deaths were not being investigated as a murder-suicide. Instead, they confirmed it was a double homicide. As days passed, police remained tight-lipped, releasing limited information to the public. Nearly a week into the investigation, no suspect or person of interest had been officially named, and the killer appeared to have vanished without leaving obvious evidence behind. Behind the scenes, however, investigators were digging deeper into Monique's past. Attention eventually turned to her ex-husband, Michael David McKee, a vascular surgeon based in Illinois. Court records showed that McKee and Monique had been married for nearly 2 years before divorcing. Following the killings, McKee was arrested and later charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder. At the time of his arrest, McKee was employed at a medical center in Illinois. His employer released a brief statement confirming cooperation with law enforcement while declining to comment further. McKee appeared in court, waived his right to an extradition hearing, and through his attorney indicated plans to plead not guilty. As the investigation continued, the emotional impact of the crime became impossible to ignore. Raised approximately $140,000, now without both parents, reflecting the heartbreak and compassion of an outpouring of support far beyond the community. Spencer and Monique were just 1 month away from celebrating their 5th wedding anniversary. They had met, built a life together, and were raising their children in what appeared to be a quiet, stable home. That life ended abruptly, not with warning, but with unanswered calls, locked doors, and crying children. Even now, the case remains a chilling reminder of how violence can unfold in silence. A home with no signs of struggle. A crime with no weapon left behind. and two small children who survived, unaware that their lives had been permanently changed. For Life in Frames, this is more than a crime story. It is a moment frozen in time, a frame that demands justice, truth, and remembrance.